Hi, folks. We are back for yet another team, and it's the defending champs, the Kolkata Knight Riders, the men in purple. And yes, I'm joined by Shamujjal, who is an ardent KKR fan, and he would like to break down the strengths and weaknesses of this team, also predict the future of this team. So, I mean, as everyone knew, that KKR will go hard for a few of their old guys, and Venkatesh Iyer was their prime candidate. They went hard with behind Iyer, and RCB was their prime competitor, and they ended up getting Iyer, albeit at a pretty high price of 23.75 crores. So, I would like to ask Shamujwal about that Venkatesh bid. Do you think KKR was sensible enough in going that far behind Venkatesh?
Yeah, I think they didn't have much option there. They had to go for Venkatesh. I think there was the only other batter left after that was Ishan Kishan, and I don't think that exactly fits the ideology that KKR wants to build their teams around. If you see most successful teams like CSK, MI, and KKR, they try to get back to their old code, the code that has won them the title or given them success. So they wanted to bring back most of the title winning core, and for that Venkatesh was a very integral part of that winning core. So by bringing the old core back with such a high price, they actually made a promise to the and made us as Robbie Uthappa also said in the studio of Geo Cinema. He made a significant what I would say. I mean, a mark to the rest of the team about loyalty. I mean, if you spend enough with us and if you spend enough time with us, give us all your effort, win us the title, we can go that far for you. We can go that far for you and bring you back to the side, give you an important role. And also Venkatesh, I think there might be a question that could KKR have gone for the other Iyer as he was the captain, or maybe for someone like Phil Salt, uh, or maybe someone like Mitchell Stark who won them the playoff. I don't think so. I don't think Shreyas was or so much important of the core as Venkatesh was. He's with the team since 2021. He knows most of the boys. Maybe he's not the captain, but most of we know that the most of the teams are now run by the player. The teams are run by the dugouts and not by the captains on field mostly. Yes, yes, is a very good captain. Maybe Venkatesh may or might be a good captain. We don't know if KKR appoints him, which they should, I think. And also
Yeah.
Stark wasn't really good in the league stage, and so I think investment on Stark would have been a risk because he's also aged now, and also it brings a risk whether he would turn
Yeah.
up the same in the league stage. And also for
Yeah.
Salt,
So,
I think.
yeah, also, I mean, if we would like to get to the playing 11 with that impact sub, I think we can get a better idea. So, I think the opening is, I mean, Sunil will again open, though
Yeah.
there's an air of doubt how far he will perform this year because he wasn't that good in the CPL and MLC if I check it out. But, I mean, he was
Yeah.
tremendous in the last IPL with the bat. And who do you see KK starting with, Gurbaz or Quinton?
I think they would go with Quinton. The way they have brought him right at the start of the auction, I think they're going with Quinton, and that makes
Yeah.
enough sense also to go with Quinton.
Yeah, there's a slight weakness in that pair, that left arm pace and I mean swing. Yeah, so that might be a thing, but I mean Quinton is experienced enough and he's won titles with Mumbai Indians. I think so they will trust in him. If not, then Gurbaz will come surely later on.
Yeah.
And then who do you see at number three? Ankrish.
Uh, Ankush will bat at number three, and
Then Venkatesh.
Ankush Venkatesh at four, and then Rinku Ramandeep Russell, four, five, six, or Rinku Russell Ramandeep will be the top seven, and then the
And
bowling will be
then
Harshit. Yeah, and the
Vaibhav.
bowling is just the bowling that was last year. Harshit
Yeah,
Vaibhav,
Harshit Vaibhav.
Varun Narayan. Yeah,
Only Nokia is the only change. Varun is there, and that
yeah.
impacts of that extra batter. So that spot which was played by Shreyas or Nitish, if I put it in that way. So that spot, who do you see picking it up? Manish, Rahane, Sisodia.
I think they would go a little different this year. They might. I'm not sure. If they go exactly like last year, they have to bring in someone like Manish or Rahane. Rahane is doing decently in the Mustaq Ali, so and he had done well in Eden Gardens when he came for CSK. So they can give him that role to blast out, go and have a blast. Couple of
Yeah, but
overs,
if
six
you
to eight
promote
balls.
Rahane at 3 or 4, then you have to push
Yeah,
down
that
Venkatesh and
yeah,
Rinku even more.
yeah. But all the batters that they have brought, Manish and Rahane, they're mostly good batters for number three, top two
Yeah,
or
that's the
number three.
issue.
Yeah, so I personally don't like the idea. Yeah, they can go for the way that they would bring in the extra batter if they lose a wicket, extra wickets in the power play or something like that. But I guess what happened last year, Rinku wasn't getting enough balls, and so he was not getting the starts. He needs a space of 10 balls to get used to the pitch, and then he can go. So I guess they would try to give Rinku the space this year. They would, because they had Shreyas the captain, they were forced to incorporate him in the middle, but now they won't have that liability of bringing in the captain somewhere, so they can give it the captaincy to someone who is already a essential part of the 11, and then ask Rinku to bat further up, so that the extra slot they can decide whether they want to give to the extra batter or they want to bring in an extra bowling option. My choice would be to bring in Anukul Roy. He provides the option of a slow left arm, and if
Yeah.
needed, he can hit up one or two sixes or boundaries, four ball, 10 cameo sort of innings. He can do that, and SLA is very important for, because many teams are right hand dominated this year, so he can be a crack code there.
Yeah. Also, they have got a guy in Sisodia. He was there with
Yeah,
RCB a couple of years back, but maybe he
yeah,
hasn't played that much T20 cricket in the recent past. So, do you see him getting a chance anywhere
yeah.
down the line?
Sisodia was very decent in the Maharaja KSCA T20 trophy. I mean, he was having a blast there. It's very unfortunate that he hasn't got a chance for Karnataka's Mustaq Ali team. But he's a very decent batter. He's a all-phase hitter. He was part of in Mumbai Indians talent scout program 2 years ago with Ramandeep, Nehal Vadera, and Romin Mins. So he's a decent hitter, but he mostly opens the batting. He can come and give a 3 ball 10 or 4 ball 16 sort of an inning. So KKR might try that. Yeah, I think these are the things they will decide when the season starts. If they can give him the chance, they will give him. But he's a decent pick. I think he can be the option there.
Yeah, surely. I mean, and that bowling almost same. Nokia is the only difference. They will hope Nokia comes good. He was struggling with injury last year when he was with Delhi Capitals, but he did decent enough in the T20 World Cup. And if Nokia isn't there, there's another guy they've gone behind who is with their other franchises across the globe, Spencer Johnson. So do you see him
Yeah.
also maybe being one of the sure shot retentions 3 years down the line?
If KKR are looking for exact like to like of Mitchell Starks in the 11, someone who bowls with the new ball, has a left arm angle, can bowl a couple of overs in the day, the top tail left arm bowler, then he's an option. Then he definitely pulls into the 11. But with the price tag that they have brought Nokia, they're hoping that Nokia will come good, because they're also going for Josh Hazelwood there. So they're expecting a prime overseas bowler to be the in the starting lineup first. And if things go haywire, they might decide to bring Spencer. I don't think Spencer is an instant hit option for them. They might be looking for if Nokia fails. If Nokia turns good, then well and good. It's a team that is going all the way. But if Nokia doesn't go well, they can bring in Spencer. He will work with Bharat Arun. He's an investment guy, and he can bring the results within a couple of seasons. Yes, he can be the retention candidate then.
Another guy they may groom on is Umran Malik, which they've gone after. I mean, he was on fire 3 years back when he was in the midst of all the names, and he even made his India debut, but then he has fallen back, sort of.
Yeah, yeah. If you remember that I was talking in the pre-match, pre-auction video, I was telling that Umran was part of the project that Bharat Arun thinks he can groom. So he was given permission couple of months back to train with Bharat Arun, and from December he was given permission to come to the KKR Academy. I think they're thinking of grooming Bharat Arun for the longer run. Bharat Arun still feels that there's cricket left in him. He can use the pace if he can be directed in the right way. So I think, yeah, I mean, he can come good. 6 months he will train with Bharat Arun before IPL. If not this year, maybe a year further in the cycle. Uh, Umran will come better, like Harshit did last cycle. Maybe it's a hope.
Yeah.
It's more of a project, and hope that things would come good for him. And I hope it comes good for him.
Yeah, so KKR have definitely taken a couple of youngsters into their shed and hoping that maybe they will turn out one of the retentions come the next mega auction. They would have done the same with Allah, but given the purse, they couldn't
Yeah.
afford that. Else they would have tried to fit him in the slot of maybe Sunil once Sunil decides to hang up his boots. So
Yeah,
that was,
Allah is a kind of a loss for KKR. Yes, they wanted to groom him for the next cycle, but logically, I think you can't go 5 crore for a backup in a mega auction
yeah,
cycle. And what happens if Allah plays for Afghanistan more frequently? He might want a space in the starting 11. That would create a problem. So it's Mumbai's gain and KKR's loss. You can say in one way, but. In the same way, I mean, he had to be the first 11 player the way he was coming good. So it might not be big of a loss for KKR, but yes, going for Mumbai would be a big of a problem for the rest of the sides in the league.
yeah. So I mean, surely a couple of changes. Maybe that 2024 team was so strong that it won't be able, they won't be able to create such a team maybe in a few years' time, but definitely good enough. So where do you see them finishing as on paper? I mean, top four,
Yeah,
outside top four.
that's the main essence of a mega cycle is break the goods and try to make the poor ones better. That's the target of mega. So a team like KKR, which was super good team, would be just a good team. So that's the amount of
Yeah, I mean,
decrease they
Mumbai
had
faced
in
the
their
same
levels.
problem last cycle after
Yeah,
2020
every team
2021.
faces. Yeah, every team. CSK faced twice in 10 years before that, so it's a normal. I mean, every team faces, every champion faces, but good teams recover well. Like Mumbai, CSK, and KKR always have recovered well. So yeah, I mean, they're a super team. Now they're a good team, and I still expect them to at least go to the playoffs, and then after that, it's not predictable what happens in the season. But looking at the team on
Yeah,
paper,
honestly
it's a
speaking,
good
I
side.
mean, into the playoffs, it's always more mind games than maybe
Yeah,
skills because those four teams, anyways, have those skills.
yeah, and also in the league also. I mean, when the time comes, who has form, who is better, well used, and who is not. Even in
Yeah, I mean,
last
that's why
cycle.
I said on
Yeah,
paper because you don't
yeah,
know
on
how the
paper. Yeah,
players will turn up and all those things.
yeah,
That's
those things are
so,
not
anyways,
predictable. But yeah,
yeah,
on paper, it's a good side. It should make to the top four.
yeah, I mean, yeah, thanks to Shamujal for spending time with us. And yeah, so guys, please watch the other teams as well. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe the channel. Please press the bell icon for further updates. Also, like this video and share with as many friends as possible. Till then, cheers and goodbye.